See. Hey guys, Hybrid here. So I hope you guys liked our ice bucket challenge. Go check it out if you haven't. But anyways, I mentioned this briefly in the Civil War video we made, and I thought I would expand more on it because I really do. I hope they go with this theory. This is, if you couldn't tell by the title, thumbnail, what have you, it's for Captain America 3. Now, obviously, it seems like Marvel they really hit it out of the park for Captain America 2, and I feel like they want to keep that political thriller vibe. The only problem is you can't rehash the same story twice, and there's only so many political stories in the Marvel Universe, and honestly, I know a lot of people want the Civil War, and we talked about it in the video. We can't do that for numerous reasons, especially the major one being there's just not enough heroes in the MCU to do it yet. There's not enough, roster buildup. But one thing they can do is the Superhuman Registration Act, which would be very interesting to see. The reason why I think this would be a perfect opportunity to do something like this is because it ends with the death of Captain America, which is something that's been very hinted at, especially because everyone's saying that Sebastian Stan's Bucky / Winter Soldier will become the next Captain America. So they could easily do this. It'd be really cool to see, actually. It'd be really nice, I think. First off, basically, the Superhuman Registration Act, obviously they're not going to have the same type of build up towards it like they did in the comics, because obviously it was different in the comics, that massive explosion in that town that killed all these people, etc., etc. But they could easily spin it off of Age of Ultron. We know that Ultron's going to be going around the world and basically destroying a lot of stuff, killing a lot of people. What if the governments get basically fed up? Because, when you think about it, the governments of the world must be a little bit fed up. Like, Thor's on Earth, right? He was bringing supernatural threats out that weren't Earth-based to Earth in Thor 2. He kind of did the same thing in Thor 1. Also, the president was captured or kidnapped by a superhuman in Iron Man 3, and just going with the other movies also, superhumans, when you really think about it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have not done the best thing. And even though Ultron is going to be made by Iron Man, and Iron Man, Tony Stark's not superhuman, Iron Man is a superhero. The whole thing is still there, that they're either making these great threats or attracting these great threats. So I can see governments getting fed up with them and saying, you know what? If you're a superhuman, that's fine. If you want to be active, though, and not hide your powers, be a regular civilian, you have to register with the government and work with the government. Like, I could easily see them doing that, which would be very in line with the Superhuman Registration Act, which would be perfect for Captain America 3 because it's a political thing, and also at the same time, it would easily, like, a lot of people were like, wait, but didn't Captain America work for the government? He did voluntarily. He wasn't forced to work with the government. He personally himself opted to work with S.H.I.E.L.D. So, but this would be forced, working with the government. Like, superhumans would be forced to register, and they'd be forced to, use their abilities to service the government, which would be against freedom. And I really do think they could go into more of the social themes they went into at the Winter Soldier by doing this. I really do think the Superhuman Registration Act would be a great way to go. I know there's been talks, I guess, from some of the producers about MODOK. I don't really see that. I would like to keep Captain America kind of grounded in like it was in the Winter Soldier. I thought they did a really good job with that because it really felt like something that could happen in a sense. Like, I don't think there's like Hydra, hailing like, on helicarriers everywhere right now. But what I mean is, like, I could see there being moles in the government. I could see, it really speaks to a lot of people, thinking the government's corrupt. And, it went into a lot about the whole, Big Brother watching everybody, not TSA, but, the whole thing where, the government's watching everything so much in the name of freedom when, it doesn't feel as much as they're doing it for freedom, more so for, like, control and things like that. So anyways, my point is, for Captain America 3, if they want to keep the whole political thriller theme going, I would love to see them adapt the Superhuman Registration Act. Also, they could follow up, like I said earlier, with Crossbones assassinating Captain America. Bucky takes over the mantle. Because I know they're going to have to find a plot that can incorporate the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes in it. And it'd be really interesting this would be a good story for him to be in. Also, Crossbones. The villains of this movie, I don't know who they'd be. I would assume it'd be the government. I'm assuming the government would put a task force together to capture, because Captain America, I'm sure they'd want him to register, obviously. Like, first off, they'd want him to register, or at least they'd probably want to off him off if he didn't agree with them, which obviously he wouldn't, because he's a symbol. And he speaks volumes to a bunch of people around the world, especially in America, where this bill would obviously be passed, this law would be enacted. So definitely, I could see them using like Crossbones, for example. I could see him being operative for the government, helping them track down Captain America, something like that. Anyways, comment below your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about my ideas, theories, what have you, speculation, whatever you want to call it? I'm going to do my best to tweet at Marvel. Like, honestly, I don't want to be paid for this at all, like, giving this idea to them if they do use it. I just want a good movie, and this is the one thing I thought about if they want to keep the whole political thriller, political theme going here. But like I said before, comment below your guys' thoughts. What would you like to see? What type of storyline, adaptation? If a new story, what type of story would you like to see? What characters do you want to be in there? Who do you want to be the villain, etc., etc.? Also, don't forget, subscribe to Hybrid Sound at youtube.com/hybridsound27. That's our new music channel, launching officially September 1st. So there is some time to go before we launch it, but we're trying to build it up now, obviously, get a little subscriber base going for it to get the momentum started. It picks up, and you can put pieces together from there. But yeah, it's Hybrid, and I'll see you guys later.